My name is Michelle Ney, and I am the parent liaison for Lewis Palmer School District. I'm also a parent of 4 children who have gone through or in the process of going through Lewis Palmer School District, all the way from preschool on. And it is my great pleasure on behalf of our Special Education Advisory Committee to welcome you all here. A number of years ago, we talked about the fact that we live in a really fantastic district with a lot of exceptional people. And we do a really great job of acknowledging what people do. Whether it's sports, academics, we have all kinds of awards. And we recognized that there was something missing. And so we thought that we would like to be able to acknowledge the people who make a difference in the lives of kids, our students with disabilities. And so here we are with the Aliorum Day Awards. Aliorum Day, we came up with the name. Our SEAC talked about lots of different names, but Aliorum Day means touching the lives of others, and we thought that that would be perfect. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce our Executive Director of Student Services, Rick Frampton.
Thank you, Michelle. Welcome. Boy, doesn't this start to feel a little normal? I'm like, wow, this feels great. 4 years ago when we started this, I said, mark my words, we are going to have this Aliorum Day Award be so big, we are someday going to be at the Palmer Ridge Theater. Who knew we were going to be at the Palmer Ridge Theater with limited capacity? But hey, we made it. So we made it, Michelle. Just a little background. We've received numerous nominations for folks. And Tiffany Upchurch is one of our board members. She was on the panel along with Michelle and myself. And what we ended up doing is taking these nominations and having the names and locations wiped out. And the 3 of us read all of the nominations, and we selected those that stood out to us and represented Aliorum Day, which is touching the lives of others. One of the hardest tasks we have to do is select winners when every single person on this list is a winner. And we've gone back and forth. Do we want to just honor everybody? Do we want to honor a few? And we decided something that's worth value is something that is hard to obtain. So that the idea, the philosophy of winning this award would increase the value. So we went through that process and we did select some winners, even though I want everybody to know being nominated to this award is in of itself winning. So that's the philosophy that's behind it. Before we get going, we have a distinguished guest I'd like to introduce everybody. Dr. Casey Summers, our superintendent, is here, so let's give him a warm welcome. And let's get started. So I'm going to read your name. If your name is read and you are here, just start working your way down. I will be reading through this as you're walking down because I would like, we want to keep this moving a little bit. So just work your way up, and we're going to start with the nominees. Our first nominee is Shannon Mcnabb. You here, Shannon? I don't see Shannon. Shannon was nominated by Regina Holmes and Kimberly Lewis, and Miss Shannon, as the students lovingly call her, has worked at Lewis Palmer Middle School in the Exceptional Student Services Program for 5 years. She supports students she serves as if they were her own children. She does this by working with them on projects, advocating for them, and keeping them on top of their assignments. She personally reviews their current grades and advises them on upcoming due dates, missing assignments, assignment quality, and prioritizing assignments. This amazing lady not only deserves the Aliorum Day Award, she exemplifies the character behind the award. Her dedication to the district and Lewis Palmer Middle School, her colleagues, and her students is admirable, and I'm proud to nominate Shannon for this award. So congratulations, Shannon. Brandy Doan, is Brandy here? Woo! Come on up, Brandy. Brandy has the unique distinction of being nominated not once, but twice this year by both Tammy Fields and Eric Purdy. Tammy says Brandy is so amazing with all of her students. During this time of COVID, she has advocated for her kids that do not function well online so that each child's need is being met. She has allowed my daughter to share her office, knowing that she needs a break and a quiet place. My daughter has grown and is making such progress due to the love and commitment of Brandy and her team. We cannot be happier with her, and high school was always a worry for us. I am completely confident that my daughter is exactly where she needs to be. So, Eric Purdy goes on to say, Brandy is the consummate professional who advocates for inclusion, care, and education of our most vulnerable students at Lewis Palmer. She communicates effectively with administrators to ensure safety and learning go hand in hand. Brandy takes an individual interest in each of her students' lives, using her knowledge to facilitate a harmonious program filled with laughter and learning for adults and students. Congratulations. Is Grace Glenn here? I see Grace. Grace is one of our community members. One of the things I didn't mention is we have three groups of folks that are nominated and are eligible for the Aliorum Day Award. And Grace is representing the community. Brandy and Shannon, who we've already read, are representing our staff. And then we have a special group of students, our current students, who get nominated for this as well. So those are the three areas. Here's what Mary and George Hallaby have to say about Grace. We cannot thank God enough for Grace Glenn. It should be noted that Grace has two siblings with special needs. Perhaps that is the explanation for why she understands the need Faith has for extra love and care. We can only guess the number of times she has watched High School Musical with Faith. Besides the support and relief that has been given to us, exhausted parents, Grace's friendships have made Faith's life fuller and happier. It hasn't always been easy, though. Faith can be challenging, especially when she was younger. One day, Faith was being difficult to handle. Grace came to us in tears. We thought for sure that was the last time we were going to see Grace. But Grace proved tougher, and she learned better ways to deal with Faith's difficult time, and she's helped Faith recognize and manage her own way through those times. We as parents don't have all the answers, and neither do Faith's teachers and therapists, and sometimes it takes a big sister like Grace. From Bear Creek Elementary School is Belle Hendricks. Is Belle here? Yay. Come on up, Belle. Belle has been the director of the Bear Creek Elementary School preschool for many years. She started as a preschool teacher and has progressed into her position due to her hard work, organization, and love for her students. Belle has always been interested in the preschool-age student and has adapted well into a position where she is able to teach and support staff well. She works hard to keep the preschool accredited and general paperwork in order. Belle has always accepted students with disabilities into her class with open arms. The structure of the day is ideal for our students with needs. She individually adapts for students' needs by offering seating options, self-regulation tools, breaks, and adaptations for crafts and pre-academics in classroom. She focuses on areas of need for the students according to suggestions from the special ed peers and makes the experience as typical as possible for our students. That is from Laura Johnson. Congratulations, Belle. Thank you for being here. Congratulations. Thank you. The next is Laura Johnson. Laura Johnson is a district occupational therapist. And this one's a little special to note because this is Laura's last year with us here in the district. And you've been with us for how many years, Laura? 20 plus? 20 years exactly. Laura has worked for the district for 20 years, and, oh, there it is right there, and has given all of her service to kids that she works with as an occupational therapist. She's helped to develop the sensory rooms at most of our elementary schools, and she spends her free time making fidgets and weighted vests for kids with sensory needs, and goes above and beyond to collaborate with teammates, staff, and parents to advocate for the kids in our district. Laura's retiring, and it would be a really great honor for her contribution to Lewis Palmer School District and the special needs population that she has dedicated most of her life to. She's smart, capable, and committed, and Laura has been and will continue to be, in other ways I can only hope, a tremendous asset for the Lewis Palmer School District community, and that's from Amanda Huckstep. So. Molly Kozel. Molly is our, yay, come on up, Molly. Molly is our district BCBA, which is a board-certified behavior analyst. Molly's enthusiasm and genuine desire to determine the best way to meet the unique needs of all students is evident on a daily basis. She is committed to supporting staff and helping them improve the learning experiences of their students. I've had the pleasure to observe Molly working with students and was struck by her ability to connect with her students using humor and kindness. Molly clearly loves working with all students and tries to find the positive in every situation. Molly, you are nominated by Robin Mantero. I think I saw Amelia come in earlier. Amelia Lin, are you here? Amelia Lin is a special education teacher here at her home right now at Palmer Ridge High School. And Dina Harchie, aka Jack's mom, is the person who nominated you, Amelia. Here's what Dina has to say. Sometimes, not one but two smiles light up a room. This is what Amelia ignites on a daily basis. Her enthusiasm and wonderful smile sparks the joy in her students at Palmer Ridge every day they get to see her. Frankly, I'm not sure how she does it, but it's a joy to watch. Normally, parents, we don't get to see this in action, but one thing COVID has shown me during synchronous learning is how Amelia works in the classroom. As Jack's mom, I have to sit with him and act as his parent for all of our Zoom meetings. I've seen firsthand how his smile lights up during Miss Lin's class. Where I'd be wildly frustrated with kids in the classroom and online, Amelia is graceful, funny, and patient. It is so obvious the kids love and respect her. The synchronous learning is a chaotic theater with teachers running back and forth from the classroom kids to the computer kids, all while trying to stay on topic. It is infinitely more difficult in a special education class, as kids tend to wander. Miss Lin keeps it together, keeps the kids focused, and has fun and a meaningful lesson every day. I highly recommend Amelia for this award. Her advocacy for students is as genuine as your wonderful smile. And we can't see that right now, but I know it's behind there because I've seen it many times. So. Is Lorianne McConnell here? Yay, come on up, Lorianne. Hello, my name is Emily Boker, and my son Isaiah is a sixth grader at Palmer Lake Elementary School. He has attended Palmer Lake since he has been in second grade, and his school experience has been very difficult. Throughout our time at Palmer Lake, the social worker, Lorianne McConnell, has been amazing. She has advocated for Isaiah and our family with the teachers, paras, and principal, and she has sat with Isaiah many times to help him. Lorianne has believed in Isaiah and his potential when no one else has. She was the first to find relational ways to connect with Isaiah and has been the main person that can get through to him when no one else can. Teachers and psychologists have come and gone, but she has been our constant support from year to year. As Isaiah's time at Palmer Lake comes to an end this year, we want to acknowledge her hard work and support to our family. We are so grateful for her and her dedication to children like Isaiah. His school experience has been better because of her belief and involvement in this life, and for that we are forever grateful. We'd like to nominate her for this award, Emily Boker. I haven't cried yet. Every year I have at least once. I think we're coming, though. How about Birgit Mueller, Ray Kilmer Elementary School? Do you hear, Birgit? Here's what Heather Simon has to say about Birgit. Ms. Birgit is instrumental in helping us navigate different community resources. She is able to obtain the extra services for occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and he has blossomed. That was in capital letters. She really cares about him not as a student, but as a person, and I am certain that his future is going to be better directly because of her. She's a clear example of touching the lives of others. That is from Heather Simon. Congratulations, Birgit. Is Paula Perconti here? Come on up, Paula. If it was possible to adopt Paula as Faith's aunt, we'd do it today. Paula began as Faith's technology teacher at Prairie Winds, who happened to live in the same area we moved from Chicago. Over time, however, she's also become Faith's dog walking buddy, her scrunchy and clothes picking partner, her swim team supporter, and her loving aunt. Aunt is in quotes. Faith will not sleep at night without the tortilla blanket that Miss P gave her. Where on earth did you find a tortilla blanket? Early one Sunday morning, Faith was graced with her first communion. Faith was a special case getting her communion solo, as opposed with a full grade of children. They held it during early Sunday morning mass. As Faith walked down the aisle, she saw her family, a bunch of strangers, and there in the middle was Paula with her entire family. That is exactly what the Aliorum Day is about. Thank you so much for that. That's from Mary and George Hallaby. For any future teachers in the room, pull out your notepad because we are describing what would be the model teacher as we walk through these. We are seeing some extremely special folks, and one of the things that we're not hearing a lot about is the expertise they bring to the classroom, but what we're hearing a lot about is the relationship they're bringing to the classroom and the meaning that we bring to kids' lives every day. So everybody, thank you so much for that. Is Tracy Schonauer here? Come on up, Tracy. Tracy, here's what Maria Brown says. I would like to nominate Tracy Schonauer for the 2021 Aliorum Day Award. Tracy demonstrates a daily commitment to guiding and supporting students with special needs in their ability to be successful, confident, and engaged in school. I've had the privilege of working with Tracy for the last 4 years, and I continue to be in awe of her exceptional dedication to providing students with loving and gentle guidance. This year, Tracy was asked to transition mid-trimester from her role outside of general education into a classroom to support students requiring accommodations, extra support, and guidance. Tracy's tireless efforts in equipping these students with skills to be successful are immediately evident. This student has flourished socially, emotionally, and academically because of Tracy's guidance. Tracy is Aliorum Day, touching the lives of students. She makes a significant daily difference in the lives of her students, coworkers, and the school community. Congratulations for being a nominee for the Aliorum Day, Tracy. Is Elaine Tevens here? Elaine not here? Elaine is at Ray Kilmer Elementary, and Jennifer Anaya nominated Elaine for the Aliorum Day due to her commitment to students with significant needs. She's been a reliable substitute teacher at Kilmer for many, many years. Additionally, our need in COVID, she has continued to step up and go above and beyond to make sure all of our student needs are being met regardless of any risk to herself. She not only contributes her time, but donates her resources and motivational rewards for students. She is a well-educated woman with lots of experience at her disposal, coupled with a heart of gold. Kilmer Elementary are truly blessed to have her as a regular in our school. Miss Temmer, Susan Temmer, are you here? Awesome. Susan Temmer is a teacher at Lewis Palmer High School, and Heather Crook nominated Susan for the Aliorum Day Award. Here's what Heather has to say. Mrs. Temmer has gone above and beyond to ensure students in her classes are able to receive the needed support and services during the COVID pandemic. She was willing to allow our son to come in on his off days to help him make sure he didn't fall behind and was able to access his classes and stay on top of his assignments. He's been able to keep A's and B's this year due to his hard work, but also due to her going the extra mile so he didn't fall behind. She has the ability to do a joke with our son, help him feel included and important while pushing him to be as independent as possible. We could not have made it through the last challenging year without the support, encouragement, and dedication of Miss Timmer. She deserves this award. Annie Vandenbush. Annie, I saw you here. Yep, there you are. Annie is a nurse at Prairie Winds and here at Palmer Ridge High School. And Ann and Matthew Johnson nominated you for the award. We nominate Nurse Annie for this award because of her kind heart and professionalism always show through her work. She makes a point to consult us beyond merely finding out about our son's need, but also getting our opinions on little details that will be most successful for him. She looks to learn more and is happy to collaborate with us and staff to do what is best in his best interest. When there was turnover earlier this year with teaching staff, I wasn't sure who to talk to. Nurse Annie was my go-to contact and always happy to help. For example, once when I picked him up early for an appointment, the front desk was having difficulty locating him. I reached out to Nurse Annie, who not only tracked him down, but personally brought him outside because that's what was in his best interest, even though it was above and beyond her duties. And of course, with a warm smile that shows through the mask, so we can see. Nurse Annie not only makes a huge difference in Connor's lives, but in our lives as parents too. Here's a summary. Nurse Annie Vandenbush's kindness and deep sense of duty permeates her daily work with my son, enhancing his experiences at school and beyond. And just as a side note, to be going the extra mile this year during this time with COVID is a real, that's saying something, because Annie's plate has been as full as anybody in the school districts this year, navigating the COVID situation. So that just speaks volumes. So congratulations, Annie. Now, Mckenna West, I think I saw you earlier. Mckenna is a student here at Palmer Ridge High School, and Mckenna has a very unique distinction in the fact that she has been on this stage previously and is currently a Aliorum Day winner from, what was it, 3 years ago? 3 or 4, what year were you in school when you won the award? Do you remember? Don't remember? I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. It might have been the first year. You were one of our first award winners. So for Mckenna to be up here multiple years is truly remarkable. So that speaks volumes to what you're doing on behalf of your peers. Here's what Amy Gamble, a teacher here at Palmer Ridge High School, says. I have known Mckenna for the past 4 years at Palmer Ridge High School as both an active student and as an English language learner. During this time, she has maintained a strong work ethic and leadership skills in both her classwork and her volunteer work with school. Her greatest strength is her ongoing enthusiastic service to others through service to the school and church community. Not only has Mckenna volunteered for the Salvation Army and her church preschool, she has also served Palmer Ridge as a link leader and a peer tutor. As a link leader, Mckenna helps incoming freshmen to become oriented to high school. Her peer tutor job involves working in the classroom with students who have severe special needs, and she has previously earned the Aliorum Day Award, a yearly recognition of students who contribute to the success of students with special needs. Mckenna clearly deserves this award. That's from Amy Gamble. Okay, so now we're turning the page. We are now into those that the selection committee identified as winners of the Aliorum Day Award. The first is Christine Bargy. Is she here? I think she told us she wasn't going to make it. Christine works for Lewis Palmer School District in the transportation department, and she is a bus driver for us. And here's what Molly Kozel has to say about Christine. Christine has been supporting and transporting a Lewis Palmer High School student for the past 14 months. The student has challenges that make even even just transportation, one of the most difficult parts of his day. Miss Christine has shown up to support the student every single day and always does so with a smile and the most contagious laugh. She continues to remain positive on the most difficult days and has really worked to build and maintain rapport with the student, the family, and the entire team. She has offered to step up and offer ideas throughout the entire process and truly cares about the student and his success. Most of these days have not been quick or easy, and the team could not have done it without her help. Ms. Christine has a deep passion for our students, and it shows in her daily work ethic and commitment to support them. So congratulations, Christine. Just so you can, here's a example of what are in the boxes, so you can see what the Aliorum Day Award looks like. So there, that's what we're handing out. Is Elijah Cook here? Come up. Is it Eli? Is that what you go by?
Yes, sir.
Eli deserves this award because he is the epitome of a successful Lewis Palmer High School student. And this is from Bridget O'Connor, your principal. Miss O'Connor continues to say, Eli is a kind leader and he's thrived on the opportunities afforded to him at Lewis Palmer High School. He works incredibly hard in the classroom and is a dedicated member of our cross-country and track teams. Looks like you earned a few letters there too.
Yes, sir.
He also volunteers numerous hours as a boys basketball manager. This fall, as Eli thought about pursuing his Eagle Scout distinction, his first thought was somehow to give back to our school. We walked through multiple options and ideas that Eli had, all of which centered around finding ways to help students connect to one another through COVID. After careful planning, organizing, and collaborating with multiple personnel in the district, Eli completely renovated a storage unit for our outdoor grill and gave the student services entrance at Lewis Palmer High School a much-needed makeover. That sounds like a lot of work.
It was, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Good, and it's beautiful. Good. This kind of initiative, dedication to service, and collaboration is exactly what we hope for in all of our students. This project is not really a rare event for Eli because he lives every day dedicated to his kindness, service, and leaving things better than when he found them. He's a very special young man, and I am a better person to have the opportunity to work with Eli. Bridget O'Connor, congratulations. Yeah. Eli, before you go down, did you finish your Eagle? Do you have your Eagle badge?
Yes, sir.
Yep, you're done. Congratulations. That's a big accomplishment, too. Is Kristen Naitro here? Kristen, come on down. I can be a game show host. Come on down. Kristen is a special education teacher at Prairie Winds Elementary School, and Kristen has been both the coordinator of FACE education and her teacher for 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. That's talk about making a change in the life of someone. From day one, we knew Faith was in good hands. District 38 may not be the wealthiest and may not have the most resources available for special education. However, our experience is that it has more than made up for that with the sincere empathy and hard work of all of its teachers. Kristen is the very essence of that caring approach. Over the years, she has exchanged ideas with us on what may be better teaching techniques for Faith. Her efforts and creativities know no limits. She truly acts as if Faith were her own child. I'll bet most of your kids' parents would say that. When Kristen's own 2-year-old son was struggling at 3 a.m. to let us know that she'd be out, there's a typo here, I apologize, but what they're saying is Kristen's son fell ill and you still took the time to communicate at 3 a.m. you weren't going to be there the next day. So that also speaks to your devotion. One of the more apparent limitations for Faith is her inability to grasp abstract problems. In practice, we see this in her inability to understand math at its most basic level. Miss Naitro worked tirelessly to get Faith to understand, but sadly that door in her brain has remained closed and locked. In FACE IEP meeting a couple years ago, I finally told Kristen I think we should give up and stop our attempts to get that door open. With tears in her eyes, Kristen refused and said, I have a few more things I want to try, and she has never given up. So congratulations, Chris. Is Gage McCain here? Gage is a student at Lewis Palmer Elementary School. Come on up, Gage. Here's what Cameron Carlisle has to say. My name is Cameron Carlisle, and I have a little something called Asperger's. What that means is my brain works differently, and I struggle socially with my peers and adults. Lewis Palmer Elementary School is the first school that made me feel that I belonged, and Gage is my first real friend that I've had in my entire life. He accepts all my quirks, all of my science talk, and we have found many things in common like robotics, Legos, and he's teaching me to play football. That's good, right? I have my first real friend in 10 years, and it feels great. Gage is a great listener and has helped me step out and try new things that are hard for me. I'm so glad that I have Gage as my friend and now as my neighbor. Gage means the world to me and accepts me for who I am. Thank you, Gage, for being my best friend and being there for me. This is from Cameron. Congratulations, Gage. Did I see Cameron here? Yes. One thing as we were going through these awards, yeah, Cam, are you here? Wave, Cameron. One thing, Tamara McKee, who, by the way, if anything worked out well tonight, it's all because of Tamara. So we definitely want to give her a hand. Tamara has organized and put this entire production together. And Tamara said to me this afternoon, as I am literally wiping tears off of my face when I just read what Cameron had to say about Gage. She said, this is one of the biggest privileges we have to be able to be part of this and read these stories, and I couldn't agree more. So thank you for all your help, Tamara, and I agree, this is an absolute privilege. Is Kimberly Mckenna here from Monument Academy? Here's what Caleb Stoltenberg and his mom, Kimberly, have to say about Miss McKenna. I am nominating my geometry teacher, Miss McKenna, for the Aliorum Day Award. I am an autistic student who is gifted in mathematics. I've been able to attend an advanced math class with students a grade ahead of me, and Miss McKenna has been my teacher for 3 years now. Miss McKenna is always flexible with different things I may need. If I need more room to write out my work, I can use more paper or have an assignment with the print that is larger. If we are doing a group game and it is hard for me to move to participate, she invites me to run the timer or keep the score. When I need to move around, it never bothers her. My schedule can be different because sometimes events in my grade conflict with class time in the grade that she is teaching our class, but she always finds time to make sure I haven't missed anything. I'm younger than all the other students in her classroom, but I get along with the other students. And note this, because I belong there. That might be the single greatest compliment a student could give a teacher, because I belong there. That's incredible. I had to really think about all these things because really what I like most about Miss McKenna's class, other than it's my favorite subject, is Miss McKenna never makes me feel like she has to do anything different for me at all. Her classroom just feels like it works. Miss McKenna deserves the Aliorum Day Award because she makes accommodating differences not feel like accommodations. That's extremely well said. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Future teachers, write that down. Jodi Minarek. Jodi is a teacher here at Palmer Ridge High School, and she is also been nominated by two different people for the Aliorum Day Award. Jodi was first nominated by Eric Purdy, the assistant principal here, and Mr. Purdy has to say, Jodi is committed to the success of each of her students and works tirelessly to create programming and experiences that meet the unique needs of potential of each student. She communicates with parents and staff to ensure stable plans of support can be quickly adapted and respond to the dynamic needs of a COVID school year. She's a wealth of knowledge and a great resource for her colleagues. I appreciate her service to the PR community. Tracy Wilcox goes on to say, we would like to nominate Jodi Minarek for the Aliorum Day Award. There are many reasons Jodi deserves this award. Here are a few. Jodi is courageous. She took on the challenge of learning about and establishing a brand new program at Palmer Ridge High School. She also was willing to continue with her other responsibilities in the department while not knowing what kind of time commitment this new program would require or how crazy parents of her new kiddos would behave. And she has a big smiley face there. Jodi is creative. She thinks out of the box for solutions to the daily challenges that her kids face. During the remote learning phase of school, Jodi designed home programming that was both expedient and meaningful. This year, Jodi arranged for a fabulous community learning experience for the students on their non-school days. Jodi is responsive to parent input and participation. Since first learning of our family's belief that developing life and work skills were the primary importance to Joshua's future, his programming has reflected the necessity. Through her design and implementation of the above-mentioned community experiences, Joshua is developing skills through real-life experiences. We could spend hours relating examples of Jodi's excellence as an educator. In the interest of time, though, I'll just share a few more character traits that Jodi portrays. She's a great communicator and motivator. She's dedicated, professional, and compassionate. She has a great sense of humor, and she utilizes to build relationships with students and to create environments that promote learning. Jodi is gifted at identifying Joshua's challenge and recruiting team members adept in helping him overcome. Jodi has a joyous soul that is contagious and brings light to all around her. D38 has a treasure of a teacher in Jodi Minarek, and we are profoundly appreciative of her influence in our lives. Tracy Wilcox. Is Morgan Thompson here? Come on down, Morgan. And Dad, you can come on down too. Morgan is a student at Kilmer Elementary School. And here's what Miss Polford, Morgan's teacher, has to say. I would like to nominate Morgan Thompson for the Aliorum Day Award because of her empathy, genuine friendship, and her unique ability to understand and advocate for the needs of students in our third grade classroom. From the beginning of one of these students' time in our classroom, Morgan took it upon herself to help him every day. She helps him wash his hands, tie his shoes, put on and zip his jacket, walk in line, and put away materials in the classroom. Morgan understands that this student isn't able to do these things on his own, and she always does her best to care for him and include him in class activities and routines. She has done this without any prompting or direction from adults. Wow. In third grade, Morgan has created and fostered a genuine friendship with this student. She holds his hand one line. She has told me several times that she enjoys walking with him. She sits with him at lunch and has invited other friends to sit with him too, so that now he has a group of students who eat lunch with him every single day. She has drawn several friendship cards and pictures for him. This student's mom shared with me that all of the cards and pictures are displayed in his bedroom to remind him that people love him and care about him. Morgan, I bet you don't even have any idea how special what you're doing is for this young man. So that's pretty incredible. Clearly, Morgan Thompson should receive this award because she is empathetic beyond her years. Her genuine friendship has allowed a special needs student to form friendship with peers, and she is able to understand what special needs students need and advocate for those things on their behalf. She is truly an amazing third grade student, and I am so proud to know her. That's Miss Polford. our intents with the Aliorum Day Award was to change the community of Lewis Palmer by acknowledging kids who do exactly what Morgan just did and make it part of the fabric of what we do in school. And I think Morgan is well on her way to helping us do that. So thank you, Morgan. You have no idea how important that is. Is Nick Thompson here? Come on up, Nick. Margot Bean, who is our social worker at Lewis Palmer Middle School, has to say this about Nick. Nick Thompson is a local man who runs a group home for boys. The home and his team focus on trauma and family reunification. This home holds 6 to 8 youth and is located in Monument. His vision is to provide a safe, therapeutic environment to work on the healing effects of abuse and neglect and to help these kids turn their lives around. Nick treats each kid like they are one of his own, actively involved in every aspect of the child's life, whether it be school, activities, and mental health. In playing part of children's education, he attends meetings and conferences for each young man. Nick has created a home where these boys can be part of a family. I'm guessing many of them haven't had that experience before meeting you. Many of these boys come to live at Brad's house, have specialized education needs, learning disabilities, emotional and behavioral struggles, which make it difficult for them to access their education. The difference that Nick has made in so many young men's lives is amazing, which has been seen in the way the boys learn to carry themselves and learn and grow in the school setting. Nick and his team of caring individuals who run this group home have and continue to create a home-like environment for these boys. This can be slow and frustrating, and change is often difficult to see in the moment. The work with children at this level is tough, and the benefits are few. However, as a school social worker, I have witnessed successful transitions and placement of these kids in his group home, and they grow emotionally, socially, and academically. Every child has experienced trauma and needs a caring adult to guide them, and Nick is one of these adults. That's Margot Bean. Congratulations. Is Claire Lotus here? Yay, come on up, Claire. Claire is also a student at Ray Kilmer Elementary School, and here's what Miss Hallaby has to say about Claire. Claire is a mature and thoughtful beyond her 12 years. A former classmate of Faith's, they met in first grade. Claire embraced Faith as a friend, but also recognized her limitations and need. Claire has given Faith the warm friendship and, equally as important, has become a defender of Faith in the classroom, her guide and protector in online social media use, which is a big deal, and her support as Faith has struggled to reach milestones. She intuitively exemplifies the best inclusive education and social interaction. Claire's birthday was in February, celebrated at a roller skating rink. Sounds like fun, actually. Faith had reservations about how she would manage on skates, but before we finished lacing Faith's skates, Claire and her friends were welcoming Faith to the rink. Before she knew it, Faith had a bevy of girls cheering her on, and Claire selflessly guided Faith around the rink, entirely to Faith's delight. Claire also has a fantastic sidekick in the form of her mom. Miss Lotus and Claire keep Faith on the straight and narrow when it comes to sticking up for herself, appropriate online activity, talking boys, and being strong, independent women in general. Every carpool ride and hip hop results in a hilarious story from Faith. As Faith's parents, we have always carried our worries when Faith is away from us, but when she's with her guardian angel, Claire, we know that Faith is not only safe, but incredibly happy. Congratulations. Okay, we're nearing the end, and I want to tell one quick story about the process as Michelle and Tiffany and myself were going through the awards. Like I said at the beginning, we blacked out the names of people and the school in which they came from, and we selected winners. And then when we walked down, we actually had numbers of the winners. We walked down, and when Tamara was telling me who these winners were, I couldn't believe the fact that we had 5 separate winners chosen blindly, all from the same team. So what I would like to do is have Jenny Day and the Lewis Palmer Elementary School teams, the whole team, come up here. Come on up, everybody. Now, some of you didn't necessarily get nominated by name, but I know you came tonight. 5 of you were actually nominated, and all 5 of you were selected to win this award, and it was actually pretty incredible how that came to be. So I think we have a special opportunity to acknowledge the entire team. So come on up. And I want to talk through each and every individual one of you a bit, and then introduce you to the rest of the team as well. So I want to start with Jenny Day. So Jenny Day is a principal at Lewis Palmer Elementary School. And just this week, and this week's not even, it's only 80% of the way done, I had the opportunity to hear 2 things. Joan Morey, our special ed coordinator, said, you know what, I love Thursday mornings. I love Thursday mornings because I get to start my day with the Lewis Palmer Elementary School team, and they are such a wonderful team, and they are just bright and shiny way to start my day. So that's what Ms. Morey has to say about all of you. I was on a phone call slaving away on Tuesday during a snow day when Ms. Day called me, and I probably can count on one hand in the many years I've done this job, in which a principal calls me and says, we really would like to have this student come to Lewis Palmer Elementary School as we feel we can make a huge difference in his life. One thing you may or may not know about Lewis Palmer Elementary School, they have a program that is designed to work with our students who have emotional and behavioral challenges. And these kids often bring a lot to the table, a lot in the form of a lot of work and a lot of challenges. And to have a principal call me asking to have one come in is actually one of the greatest delights as a special ed director that I can possibly have. So that was a very special moment. And here's what the ESS team goes on to say about you, Jenny. She has an uncanny ability to create an accepting learning environment for all students. Lewis Palmer Elementary School has a center-based program that is designed to meet the needs of students who are not having success in other schools. The entire school embraces these students by driving them towards success. As many of you know, Jenny is retiring as a principal of Lewis Palmer Elementary School at the end of this year. I don't know much, but I do know that Jenny has left a lasting legacy and has made many life-changing impacts on hundreds and hundreds of students. Jenny, you will be greatly missed. Jenny Day. And I do believe the fact the whole team being up here is a indication and a good example of the leader of the school. So that's just one more example of what we have happening here. So Sarah Carlisle, Sarah, come on up. Kate Soto nominated you.
And this is Gavin.
And hi, Gavin. How are you? Thanks for coming up here. Ms. Soto says, I would like to nominate Ms. Carlisle, my son's special education teacher at Lewis Palmer Elementary School. Ms. Carlisle has been a monumental asset to my son's education and development of a program to fit his needs. From the very first day we met her, I knew she was going to be a fantastic person for my son. I remember taking him to meet his teacher, and his behavior was less than desirable, and I began to cry. Ms. Carlisle immediately walked up and assisted in the situation, was able to step in and begin to calm my son. She shows an amazing capability to learn about each individual child and strategies that work best for them. My son's academic performance was very behind, and he was lacking skills in many areas. Since meeting my son, Ms. Carlisle has excelled at pushing him forward in his education, resulting in his now making steady progress. My husband and I are amazed every time he comes home with new skills and how excited he is to show us what he can do. We were told by doctors at a very early age that it would be difficult for him to obtain any level of reading skills. Remarkably, with the benefit of having Miss Carlisle as his teacher, we can now say, we have a reader. Miss Carlisle is not only a teacher, but an ally in my fight for making sure my son gets the best care he possibly can. Miss Carlisle has had an amazing impact on our lives. I truly do not know what I would do without her care and compassion, not only for my son, but also my husband and I as we trudge through difficult times with our son. Words cannot express how fantastic a person she is and how thankful we are that she has come into our lives. Lewis Palmer Elementary and the whole school district needs to know what exceptional educators like Ms. Carlisle and your entire team you have within the district. Thank you so much. Kate Soto. Kate went on to nominate Jacob Damian. Now, for those of you who are paying attention, you saw a picture of Jacob, and you were working with, the picture had both of you guys wearing the bow tie, so you must be known for the bow tie, okay? So with this nomination, I'd like to nominate Jacob Damian, who has been a paraprofessional working with my son for the past 2 years. My son was having difficulties last year that have continued into this year, including less than desirable behavior when he gets frustrated. At many times, it's difficult to understand what my son is trying to say, but Mr. Damian is able to establish a means of communication that allowed him to effectively interpret what my son needs. Mr. Damian goes above and beyond making Gavin comfortable and developing a friendship that encourages him always to do his best in school. My son looks forward every Monday because he gets to see his friend, Mr. D. The example that Mr. Damian provides is at the core of what special education professionals should be. He has not only taken care of my son with his educational needs, but has helped my son become more socially successful with adults and learn self-control. Mr. Damian has been a fantastic asset to my son's education and deserves every recognition possible for his fantastic work. With this nomination, I hope to bring awareness to Lewis Palmer Elementary and the entire school district for the assets they have with the staff they have working with our special ed students. My son has begun to show all the influences that Mr. D has and now tells everyone Mr. D is his best friend. No amount of gratitude could ever be adequate towards Mr. D and how special he is to our family. Thank you for everything. Congratulations. Okay, Nicole Dell. Our lives are different because of the hard work, determination, and patience of Nicole Dell. And this is from Mike and Lisa Worley. She deserves the highest award possible in working with our son. She has brought this special needs boy into 3rd grade after he missed 1st and 2nd grade. Caleb began the year visiting Miss Dell for 15 minutes a day. He is now a full-time student attending all day. And now I happen to know this young man, and to know that he has progressed as quickly as he has, to be able to tolerate school for a full day is nothing short of a miracle. And Mrs. Dell's patience, expertise, care, and diligence has changed our son's life forever. This is truly a miracle. So that's from Mike and Lisa Worley. And Gabriel Moore. Here's what Kathleen Barish has to say about Gabriel Moore. Gabriel is a paraprofessional for my daughter at Lewis Palmer Elementary School. Our family moved to Monument in July. With the new school, new therapies, and changes to every aspect of her community support system, there were a lot of challenges at the beginning of the year. Gabriel learned how to work with Aria, enabling her to participate fully in the academic day. He helped her work through her feelings, and eventually she has progressed into being comfortable in the same room as her peers, and it is a comfortable environment for everybody. Gabriel has worked with Aria in the lunchroom over the last 6 months to maximize her peer interactions and inclusion. Instead of taking the easy route of separating her from her peers when she threw food, cups, or something else during lunch, Gabriel persisted and helped her feel safe and secure in the challenging lunchroom environment. She can now enjoy the company of her peers during lunch and has made great strides in her journey due to wanting to be just like her peers, including the difficult lunchtime. Gabriel maximized her interactions in one of her favorite places, the playground. He modeled appropriate interactions for her, giving her words when she had trouble expressing herself, and created scenarios that led to interactions between her and her peers. In the last 6 months, Aria has progressed into independently seeking out peers on the playground and initiating play with others. Isn't that exactly what we're supposed to be doing? Because of Gabriel's consistency and encouragement, Aria has assimilated successfully into the general ed classroom each day. Gabriel is now able to monitor from across the room or even the hallway when she interacts appropriately with her peers and classroom teacher while progressing academically. Gabriel has approached every aspect of her life's challenges and helped her make great strides in each area in 6 short months. He is deserving, and I agree, of recognition for these accomplishments. Congratulations. Now, there are some folks up on this stage we didn't acknowledge. They weren't actually nominated, but one of the things that we're learning is it takes a team. It takes a team. And when you get into a high-functioning team, miracles can happen. And we've heard these 5 stories tonight. And for those of you, you equally deserve to be up here. And thank you for everybody being such an amazing part of such an amazing team. So congratulations, Lewis Palmer Elementary team. And that ends our ceremony tonight. So again, thank you very much. I think we're seeing a light at the end of the tunnel and maybe getting some normalcy and being able to be in the room and celebrate some amazing people and amazing kids. So thank you so much for everything you do for kids. Thank you for your evening, and please drive home safe tonight.